All right, so we're starting up our new chapter here, and so we're going a little bit deeper onto issues of police issues. And, if we think about, what's sort of like related to all these issues, right? There are a lot of like different things that can come up, right? We know, obviously, that use of force is a big pressing issue. There's issues with profiling. There's going to be issues related to, like illegal searches and seizures. Department composition and how that impacts the community. But there's also things related to the culture and police stress and the like, right? So, we often like look at, different issues that pop up in a police department that we look at their interactions within a community, right? Some of that, okay. All of it is really important, right? I don't know why I said some of it. I don't know. It doesn't need a qualification, but, a lot of it have like these really hard pressing issues that can dramatically alter the life trajectory of someone immediately. But there are also issues that officers face that are more of a result of their job rather than doing it than them doing it themselves, right? So we'll end up talking about this as just more of a tasting of issues, right? There are, of course, plenty of issues to get into, to talk about. But we don't necessarily have to get into all of them, right? So it's not to say that there aren't unique ones, right? There are plenty to talk about. I need to discuss a lot of them in my policing course, but we'll sort of just like take it step by step, right? So we think about something that we've discussed before, right? Is that when we think about police, there are at least three things that really differentiate them from other people, right? So one is that they can use force. Two is that they can seize property or a person, right? So when you arrest someone, you're seizing them from a definition standpoint. You can also be seizing property, and more importantly, is that the discretion that comes into part. And when we're thinking about discretion, right? We understand that something that, again, we've already talked about, that officers have the ability to use force, they have the ability to seize property, they have the ability to use their discretion, right? But it is the when, the how, the why, and the who that this discretion is used, when it is and is not being affected, that dramatically affects and shapes our perceptions of police and has implications for facing issues like this, right? So we think, I guess, like a different part about this, right, is that this conflation, right, yields the most controversy about a police department, right, is that the use of all these things, and it all centers around the decision-making process of police officers. So, like when we think about this, right, like, so sometimes we have to understand, the composition of the department, the rules governing the department. We have to think about the culture of officers in a department or across the nation at large, and all the rest, right? So that's what this is going to be about, and we'll cover and talk about